Eric, the last part that you have shared about being sent to the shop and all that, because in my first blog I share, and I'll share the link below on the description so that people can see that blog post. I share about how when I first discovered myself, I found myself in our family shop, and there were stacks of newspapers, old newspapers for wrapping customers' products, like you have mentioned, soaps and all that. So out of curiosity, I just used to peruse through the newspapers. Somet- and because it was at a young age, I didn't fully understand, but I think that's where I developed the passion for reading. Then something else that's funny, and I also mentioned it in the post, is that it really bothered me why you used to score high marks in composition than me. of all things that of all things that of all things that I was bothered about is that where did Mike score high marks than me in composition? But at one point I remember asking you the same, and you told me, okay, didn't you ask you directly at Mike, where do you score high marks? But you once shared that you used to read your older siblings' book, who by that time they were in high school and all that. So I think it's more of an inborn an inborn desire to know more.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. I
Yeah.
think there are sometimes I'm so people tell me sometimes I tend to overthink
Yeah.
because I'm the sort of person who simply not be satisfied by as some maybe short summarized answer. I always find myself I'm going to need more. Like
Mm.
I'll see something that I don't understand, and it's a very random thing, yeah,
Mm.
so random, and I want to find out. I want to find out. I think that's how I develop the culture.
Mhm.
For example, if I can just give a very random example,
Yeah.
there are, you might, we know the normal, for example, number plates of our vehicles are, the T something,
Yeah.
something,
Yeah. Yeah.
so there are these number plates, red ones,
Yeah.
we use, for example, embassies, the UN, they use them, the
Mm.
red plates, I'm sure
Yeah.
they've seen that.
Yeah.
So, like now, such a thing, you see, it's so random. Yeah?
Yeah.
Such is something that will add any value,
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
But it simply will not rest
Mm.
until I'm able to understand why are they not KA something or KD something or like other vehicles.
Yeah.
So that will drive me
Mm.
to read somewhere.
Mm.
Why are these, what is the logic behind these numbers being read
Mm.
and not even following
Mm.
the structure others are following?
Yeah.
So I think those very, that excessive curiosity that
Yeah.
developed my love for reading.
Okay.
So I think there has to be a spark.
Mm.
You just can't wake up one morning and all of a sudden you love reading.
Okay.
So there has to be a spark that sort of ignites you to
Okay.
want to go there, for example, want to start investing in reading. There are times, to be honest, if someone told me they bought a book,
Mm.
I would have laughed and wondered why would you buy a book? Why would you buy? I wouldn't even see the need of that. But as I developed the love for reading, as I developed the love for knowing more, and uh, and I'm not really doing it because I expect. For example, there's always this perception that people need to invest in something if there's a monetary
Return.
sort of
Yeah.
or
Mm.
return.
Yeah.
So I don't read because I'm expecting a monetary sort of return.
Yeah.
I've bought books, just read them to satisfy that curiosity. So, and again, even if you don't have the curiosity, again, as I've said again and again, we are in the age of information, and you can't afford to be left behind. You
Okay.
can't afford to be left behind. Whichever, if you are a student, you need to invest in reading.
Mm.
If you are in business, you need to invest in reading. You need to invest in updating your knowledge.
True.
So it's just something that has to be part of our lives. Of course,
True.
the frequency differs. There's someone who read a lot. There's someone who will probably not read so much. So yeah.
Yeah.
But in the gadget,
Yeah. 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 I can see you are passionate about reading, and you have mentioned about the Afghanistan war, the the KDF and the Somalian war and all that. Okay, now that brings me to another question. Like between watching a movie and reading a book, which would you prefer? And the reason that I'm asking that is because like I've watched several movies based on maybe movies based on like the American Sniper, Black Hawk Down, and such kind of movies. Then when you read the book, you find that the book is more detailed. Okay, to me, the book is more detailed. The book is more entertaining. What about you?
yeah. I have the same opinion,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
I mean, I prefer, of course, a movie will be shortened to fit within the limits. You can't like watch a movie for hours and hours.
yeah,
But I always prefer the book because the book has the story is much richer. It's explained in more details, and then the book is also not trying to focus on one person.
okay,
Unlike a movie which is trying to show the heroism of someone,
yeah, yeah,
or basically to push a certain narrative as well.
yeah,
I mean, as we know, things like movies would try to. There's always that hidden message in the movie that
mm,
they want maybe to push the agenda, a certain agenda, to make, for example, the US very superior and that sort of thing. But a book would be very objective. If there are, for example, things that did not go well, they are going to say that. So I prefer a book, to be honest. I prefer a book. I feel I'm able to have a much more clearer and interesting picture more than watching a movie that's maybe last time.
okay, yeah, okay. In addition to that, I know that I can't overemphasize how much I know that you're passionate about reading, and writers are readers. So I think you someone starts as a reader before becoming before becoming a writer. And I'm sure you have great stories that in future you'd like to share with the world, working in Afghanistan and such kind of stories. So can we expect a book from you in the near future?
Sorry, if I dropped out a bit here, please come again.
Okay. I'm saying that I know you're passionate about reading and all that, and
Yeah.
writers are readers, and you have unique stories and experiences. But everyone, I'm sure everyone can write if they want to. Everyone has a story, and no one is better placed to tell someone's story apart from that person. From that, yeah, yeah. So in future, can you expect a book from you? Probably about
Uh,
the time you're in Afghan and all that.
I, I actually kept a diary because it was an interesting time to be there. There
Okay,
were times that things were really rough, and
okay,
I mean, we always telling stories on the guys that I worked with.
yeah,
In such a day, there was a missile that exploded in the camp. We always have those sort of stories.
yeah,
So I've, I mean, I used to write. To be
okay,
honest, I used to sort of make a diary that
mm,
I would say as it has happened. I used to do a lot of uh, sort of I would call them vlogs, although I was not like sharing them on social media.
Yeah.
But I would just sort of record myself and say, "Oh, today is such and such. Yesterday, this and that happened." Maybe I would share that with my family.
Okay.
In a book, that's not something that I have given a lot of thought at this moment yet. Yes, I do write, but
Okay.
I mean, the kind of writing I'm doing is sort of work related, not really stuff about myself yet.
Okay.
But if it were to come to that time when I would want to write, I think I would have like a lot of things to write about, to be honest. Like from my own personal life to also maybe observations that I have also observed in the time that I've in my time of maybe adulthood. There are a number of things that I would say that I mean basically they would be my opinions, of course, that I can be able maybe to share with people and say, okay, this sort of thing worked for me, this sort of approach to life worked for me, this sort of ideology, philosophy worked for me. So I would think I would have quite a lot to maybe at this point my focus has been more on absorbing the knowledge uh, and not on the other side of writing it and distributing it to other people to read. But for sure, in future, I think if I feel that is the line that I want to sort of get into, I would definitely have a lot of information also.
Yeah. I'm sure the world and also myself included would like to hear more in depth about the missile part and all that. So you at least owe us, even if it's a short story, you owe us that.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. We should do another round where we digress a bit
Yeah.
and just talk about those sort of
Yeah.
experiences.
Okay.
So
Okay.
viewers,
Okay.
keep tuned for such a time.
Yeah, sure. Remind the viewers to like, to subscribe, and to share the video. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
David here has, I mean, I've known him for a long time, and he also he has a good story to tell.
Yeah.
He has a good story to tell. I mean, he's seen a lot.
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes I feel like he's even seen a lot more than myself. So I think you guys will benefit a lot by following his content, sharing it, just promoting his good vibes. At the end of the day, we are all trying to build each other. So why not learn it from people? Go through some testing.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You have also mentioned that you are into personal training and all that. And I'm sure as we start the new year or in the beginning of the new year, most people their resolution is include making more money and also maybe attaining a certain body type, body image, fitness, and all that. So, like, do you have some books that you can recommend to anyone who is interested in fitness?
Uh, well, I think when it comes to fitness, of course, people have different goals. There are people who will come to the gym, for example, they just want to shed weight, basically. They're not so big on adding a lot of muscles and looking bulky and that sort of thing.
Sure.
Of course, a lot of people also they want that bulkiness.
Yeah.
So people basically have preferences, and that is all right. I think most of my knowledge really has been on actually what I would say maybe self-taught, or basically observing what also people who are more experienced are doing,
Mm.
and then sort of developing a routine that can be followed. When it comes to I think when it comes to exercises, because you are not really going to do something, you are basically not going to invent the wheel. You are going
Sure.
to do what you need to do to
Mm.
achieve the goal that you want. If you are shedding weight, for example, you need to run a lot. You need to you need to do exercises that basically call them cardiovascular exercises. So exercises that are driving up your metabolic rate and in turn supporting the body to burn the excess fat. So I would think when it comes to exercises, it's more of do really than reading.
Okay.
It's more of actually the practical more than reading. Yes, it's fine maybe just to understand, okay, what are the different types of exercises I need to do, but it will be more effective to actually do than sort of build the knowledge. Yes, because you need the knowledge to help you know what to do. But I think it's if someone is actually serious about the ambition they have to shed weight or to build muscles, it's actually quite easy because any gym has a personal trainer. There definitely has to be someone there who can advise you this is exercises you need to do for exercises. So it's sort of quite straightforward to be honest. There are so many loads of books on that, but I wouldn't be so keen on reading so much yet I'm not doing it on the practically. I'm not doing it. I would rather get started on the practicals, and then when now I want to actually refine and improve now certain areas, I can see what I can read to improve this bit that I feel that I'm still behind. So first of all, aim to try and do the physical first. You might ask, how can I do the physical? There's a lot of content online. If you even just do a simple search of the exercises you need to do for it, there are so many exercises you will even demonstration. So when it comes to exercises, the sort of literature that people can read, I feel like it's already available online, more than actually in hard copy sort of publications. The publications that are there are probably explaining beyond the exercises. Maybe they're explaining even the functioning of the body. Things like how to handle injuries and that sort of thing.
The science behind it.
Science behind it, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, as we wind up the interview, so what is your what was your last read?
My last read actually is the book that I talked about, the Sheikh CEO. I'll have a copy here.
Okay.
Called the Sheikh CEO.
Okay.
So this is the one that I spoke about leadership.
Okay.
And the reason I thought I wanted to read this book is, I feel like as a man, you cannot shy away from leadership. Basically.
True.
You cannot shy away from leadership because looking at it even in the most basic way, you at some point you are going to have a family.
True.
And you need to provide leadership for that family.
Sure.
You can be working somewhere.
Yeah.
And maybe there are some responsibilities entrusted to you.
Yeah.
You need to refine. That leadership ability.
Yeah.
You can be running a business. It even starts maybe as a one-man sort of business.
Sure.
And then with time, maybe you're able to get employees. So at some point, you'll be managing people.
Yeah.
You need to show that leadership to them. And basically, in any situation, you need to show that character, good character, and the vision. So I bought this book because I felt like, actually I bought this book in my party. I felt like I want to do something different in my 30s than I was doing in my 20s.
Okay.
In my 20s, I was so okay for people to take lead and I'm following. Because no one really wants, and we all love our comfort zones.
Yeah, sure.
We all love our comfort zones. Why should I bother myself so much? Why can someone else try something that I from where I sit, I feel like it's too challenging for me. Even for me, I don't have a problem solving. So I thought I want to do something different. That is, I want to try something that I've not tried. I think is one of them is not. I'm not really like reading it to buy for and then see or something.
Though that can also be an added advantage.
But if you don't,
Yeah.
I
Mm,
want to do something different. That is
mm,
one of them was
mm.
I wanted. I felt like at times I was too agreeable. Yeah, I
Mm.
was too quick to say yes to almost everything.
Yeah,
So I thought, no, I need to develop. I need to be assertive, so
yeah,
that when I say, when everyone else is saying yes, I can say no. I mean, I'm not just disagreeing for the sake of it, but I'm disagreeing with a very valid reason. So I thought, let me develop my assertiveness. Let me develop. Let me be, be firm in actually what I'm communicating, saying, uh, you know, if if maybe I'm fortunate maybe to get a position where I'm being entrusted to sort of lead people or provide that thought leadership. So I thought then I'll need to equip myself with the right attitude. I'll need to equip myself with the right thinking. So I thought, why not? Let me get this book. And it's a very cheap book, by the way. It's just it said 700 shillings.
yeah. Okay.
So that was my last read. So
What about your current read?
so my current so at the moment, to be sincere, I'm actually not reading anything at the
Okay.
moment,
Mm.
but I do have a book that I'll be reading here. It's called, again, still in the topic of still in the topic of leadership. There's another book here that I'll be reading.
Champion, it's called?
It's called Champion, and it's a Kenyan writer called Waweru. David
Wawero.
Waweru.
Pardon? Who Wawero?
So David David
David.
Waweru.
David Wawero. Okay.
David Waweru, it's
Yeah.
called Champion.
Okay.
So it's another book again on leadership.
Okay.
So that's a book I'll be reading probably maybe from next week. And it's a nice book. And again, I don't know that I said it, but I really love reading books written by at least Africans, even
Yeah.
if maybe not every time Kenya specific, but Africans, because whatever they are talking about or whatever they are writing, I can relate to that because they are moral.
Yeah.
Rather than reading all every time reading, foreign books, because their situations are different from ours.
Yeah. Sure.
If someone is talking about, I mean, if it is a book about challenges, for example, people have gone through in life,
Mm.
I will relate easily with a book
Mm.
written by a Kenyan or an
Yeah.
African,
Mm.
because I know the challenges they are talking about. More or less, I have gone through the same challenge.
Yeah.
Even probably I'm going through the
Mm.
same challenge.
That reminds me of some books that you read from the Western world, and they're like, I was so down. Uh,
Exactly.
I could not even afford gas for my car. This person is so poor, but at least he has a car. You know? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are not looking down on looking down on Western published books, but
Yeah.
I think there are some books you want to relate to. So
Yeah.
African
Mm.
sort of content,
Yeah.
I do get very much.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it also reminds me of another advert that I saw, that someone was saying that he was so broke, all he all he ever ate was rice and chicken, and I'm like, what? On a good day, that's how it. On a good day, that's how I treat myself. you know, yeah. So, yeah,
Listeners,
yeah,
for those who watch this video and
yeah,
you are into reading,
yeah,
there was also a point where in my life I was reading a lot of content,
yeah,
and it, it's also, I think, emanates also from, I don't know that I'll call it the conditioning, the conditioning that we have undergone as a society. Like, we are so used to feeding on Western stuff.
Yeah.
And by feeding, I don't necessarily mean food.
Yeah.
So look even at our televisions and movies.
Yeah.
The content we are playing,
Yeah.
I think it's 70% foreign.
Yeah. Yeah.
You rarely find people having patience to sit down to watch a Kenyan movie,
Yeah.
African movie.
Mm.
You don't. You want to see the Rambos, you want to see the Schwarzeneggers and others.
Yeah.
So we are so used to getting foreign stuff. The music we are listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah? Just ask for anyone. Just grab someone's phone and see how many Kenyan songs you'll find there, or African music you'll find there. Maybe it's a lot, but I'm telling you, it is not going to be compared to the hip hop you'll find there from the US, or even reggae from Jamaica, which is still foreign to us.
Yeah.
So we are so used to feeding literal works from the West, that I think people have a feeling that we don't have good African authors, we don't have good Kenyan authors. Well, in real sense, we have, I think, among the best.
Yeah, sure.
Ngugi wa Thiong'o, I think, is the most good.
Very true.
Is among the best authors
Yeah. Yeah.
in Africa.
Yeah. A renowned author. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, his book read all over the world.
Yeah.
Actually. It's only here when we feel.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say this, but people feel like when you are doing things too African,
Yeah.
it's a sign of not being developed, a sign of not being advanced or
Yeah.
sophisticated. People want to read the most American book, who want to read the most European book, but they don't want to read an African book.
Sure.
Because it sort of shows that you're not advanced, that sort of thing. I don't think that is true. So we have very good African writers, actually.
True.
Very good Kenyan writers.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows John Kiriamiti. I read all his books.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had very good books.
Yeah.
Very, very good books.
Yeah.
These days, if you find children, they have been bought some books with, I don't know, cartoons and those sort of things.
Yeah.
Things that are very heavily influenced by movies and cartoons we watch.
Yeah.
So they're now being translated into books.
Yeah.
So I think the culture and the thinking that people think that there are no good African writers, and that is a complete lie. They're very good African writers. That I know, because I'm always checking out books. When I'm checking out books in the I'm seeing a lot of them on the shelves.
Sure.
I'm seeing a lot of them on the shelves. This I just got it from a bookshop in textbook center.
Textbook center.
We stock a lot of books from written by Africa. So if people think that there are no, or the African writers are not good, that's not true at all.
I think when Eric Omondi is done pushing for consumption of Kenyan music, he should now cross over to Kenyan books and African books. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's how the world is.
Yeah.
No country will ever fight for you.
Yeah.
Don't fight for yourself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the America and the Europes and the other countries, the Asians, they are pushing their agenda. So
Sure.
if you don't champion for your books,
Yeah.
if you don't champion your publications, who is going to do it for you?
True.
The American will come and say, hey, you guys,
Yeah.
you need to buy Kenyan books.
Yeah.
You need to buy African. No,
Yeah.
they'll never do that.
Sure.
So people push what belongs to them.
Yeah.
If it's something Kenyan, it needs to be pushed by Kenyans.
True.
Wait for anyone else to do it for us.
I can't agree more. On that note, you mentioned a book by Joseph Okoth. Was it Joseph Okoth?
Yes,
Yeah.
Joseph Okoth.
Kindly.
It's called Redeeming Weddings, for those who are on the path to marriage and you want basically to understand more about marriage and especially maybe how to do things also in a godly way.
Yeah.
You feel that's something important to you. This is
Where can people find the book?
you can actually find the book in it's actually in textbook center. It's in textbook center, and He has, I think it's also in the university at the University of Nairobi. The bookshop in University of Nairobi is there as well.
Okay.
Basically, most of the shops in town sell in Christian publications. It's the bookshop.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. When we talk about we, it's the YouTube library, me and the viewers. So we truly appreciate the insight, and I'm sure we need to have you back. Whether you are our very first guest, so we are honored to have you.
Really honored.
Yeah.
Really honored.
Yeah.
Looking forward to
Mm.
a lot of interactions
Yeah.
when this video goes up.
Mm.
So, looking forward to even future discussions. I think even if the viewers have, for example, a specific request or a comment that might warrant a discussion like this, I'm very available to be able to be part of that.
Okay. The final question, as we let you go, what's your bucket list in terms of reading?
So my bucket list in terms of reading, there are some 3 books that I'm looking for at the
Okay.
moment.
Yeah.
The first one, I think, as I maybe just to relate to the points that I previously spoke about.
Okay.
We all have different tastes, perspectives,
Sure.
preferences, of course. So my preference for a long time has been political sort of history, political history, that any publications on things like conflict, I sort of the dynamics of all that. So I'm looking for 3 books. The first book is called, luckily had a list here. The first book is called The Soldier's Legacy.
The soldiers.
A Soldier's Legacy.
See. Okay.
So this is a Kenyan book. It is
Okay.
written. It is actually not written by one specific author. It is like a collection of accounts, or basically interviews of soldiers, Kenyan soldiers in Somalia.
Okay.
It is put. So the whole book has been put together by basically the Ministry of Defense.
Okay.
So it's not like I think there should be like a lead person who is doing the interviews, but it is a collection of accounts given by different soldiers in Somalia and here in Kenya. So it was put together by the Ministry of Defense. I know you can find it at Sarib Center again.
Okay.
Center.
Okay.
And also at Hurlingham, these headquarters.
Okay.
So that's one of the books. So it's basically about the Kenyan involvement in Somalia, the whole picture of how peace should look like, the entire Horn of Africa region. So it's a really nice book, and it's actually true. So again, it stays, as I mentioned, I'm more into actually factual more than fiction. So it's actually a very interesting read. If you want to get the whole picture of how Kenya's involvement in Somalia and Kenya and even in
Okay.
the other book is more sort of backward looking, because it's an account of basically the Mau Mau struggle against the British rule. It's called British Gulag. Gulag is G-U-L-A. British Gulag.
Okay.
Gulag, I think, is a word that means prison.
Okay.
I'm not sure that it's not an Arabic name. It's Eastern Europe, maybe Russian or something.
Okay.
So British Gulag. So that also explains a lot of Kenya's struggle for independence, and specifically it looks at the Mau Mau, and it actually the perspective is how Britain really, the sort of cruel, with very, very hard and bad sort of leadership and abuses that they showed in their occupation of Kenya course, back in those years. So it explains how the rights of Kenyans were abused, and specifically the Mau, of course, the freedom fighters. So it gives that whole account. And something interesting, when this book was published, I think lawyers are very interesting guys. So there are some lawyers that contacted the families of basically now the former freedom fighters who already died. So we contacted them. They told them that this book can actually be used to get compensation from the British government. So they used the book and the facts that were already in the book to approach the British government, and compensation was actually given to the guys. So the lawyers sort of put together that idea, got some quite a number of people, almost 5,000. So 5,000. Now we are talking about, I don't know, the great grandchildren. These were things that happened like 1800s, a long time ago.
Yeah, in the 19th century.
Yeah. So we got about 5,000 people, and they actually sued the British government for human rights abuses during Mau time, using that book.
Based on the book.
So they asked, what evidence is there? Like, this book has not been written by an African. It was written by one of you. So it's based on true happenings that happened. And actually, of course, the British government will not deny it, so we never did those things. Because they know they colonized Kenya anyway.
Yeah.
So they got serious money. It was actually in billions, not millions. Billions. It was a lot of money.
I remember seeing the story in the news.
Yeah, it was a big story.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting book. It's called Britain's Gulag.
Oh.
And addresses the issue of the Mau.
Okay.
So those are the two books that I'll sort of be looking for maybe in the next 3 or 4 months. And if you have more discussion, I'm sure you'll have more of these discussions.
Yeah, sure.
By then, hopefully, we'll sort of break them and give my own opinion of how I found the books.
Yeah.
Some of the take homes that I was able to get from the book.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting when you talk about wanting to read African authors and Kenyan authors. I was reading a book, I can't remember the title, I think 1,000 Amazing Facts or something, and the Mau in that book are referred as terrorist group in Kenya. Yeah. So I think if sometimes we as a people are able to tell our stories, you know, we can give the other side of the story. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So thank you very much, Mike, and I'm sure the insights they are very, I'll call them very insightful, and I'm sure you'll also watch the video again and again just to get the whole message home. Yeah. So thank you very much, and I appreciate.
Thank you also for the invite. And for this very wonderful discussion. I'm sure it will be first of many.
Yeah.
I want to remind the viewers to subscribe this channel, share it with your friends who are also keen on literature basically, and let's continue growing each other. Looking forward to doing the next discussion section.
Thank you. So guys, that was Mike, and it was a very insightful interview. I've really learned a lot. And the books that he has mentioned, I will put them in the description section. I will I will mention each and every book that he has mentioned, and I will also refer you where you can get the books. So kindly like and subscribe. Thank you very much.
So, bye.